Hi there, my name is Carrie McGinnis, and our family recently moved from Estero, Florida to Parkville, Missouri, and we used a major van line. We used North American Van Lines to do our move from Florida to Missouri, and I just wanted to share about our experience with that. Recently. We've done several corporate moves, long distance moves in the past due to my husband's job. So we're very familiar with this process. So this is not really new to us from every step of the process, from the quote to the packing to the loading to the shipment. This is really not new territory for us, but this experience has definitely been quite different, so I wanted to share some feedback about it. When we originally got our bid, we got bids from three major van lines, North American being one of them. The local carrier there in Florida, Fort Myers, Florida, was Ray the Movers that we got the quote from, and they were not the cheapest bid. They were couple $100 from the lowest bid, but we chose them primarily because they could hit the dates that we wanted. We had about a week spread on our dates from the time of pickup of our goods till delivery, but on the pickup end we were completely flexible with when our goods would be picked up, but on the receiving end for delivery we really had some dates that we wanted to hit due to the Christmas break for our kids' school schedule. We didn't want to be waiting until the end of the school schedule and the break to be receiving our goods. We wanted to have time to have some family time and to be unpacking and make best use of our time. So anyways, so our dates were set for the 19th, December 19th, 2012 for Ray the Movers to come and do a full pack our goods, and then come back on December 20th and load our goods, and then they would transport them to Parkville, Missouri, arrive either December 26th or 27th in Missouri was per the contract for us. The day that the driver arrived on the 20th, he told us as he was pulling out that he was going to deliver our goods on December 28th, which, according to our contract, was not the date. When I called the local movers, Ray the Movers, they apologized and said they couldn't do anything for us, so they encouraged us to call North American Van Lines. So I called and talked to someone in customer service. They offered me nothing, so I asked to speak to a manager, and the manager said that I could fill out a claim form online, print off a claim form, and they have a form that's basically for delay of service because they did not hit our dates per our contract, and they would reimburse us for a one-night hotel stay as well as half of our food bills for that one day as compensation. But it's after our goods arrive, then we can submit the form. Personally, I didn't think that that was a nice option, considering our contract clearly states the 26th or the 27th. Completely understand weather permitting, but the driver himself lived in Florida and had a completely full load and told me he was choosing to stay home and not offer that shipment to another driver or anything, and North American wasn't willing to offer that shipment to another driver as well. So our load basically sat for almost a week. So here's also a copy of our contract so you can see that as well. Per the contract, there's a copy of it. You can see that they packed on the 19th, loaded on the 20th, and guaranteed delivery on the 26th or the 27th. So North American didn't promise too much or offer anything. On top of that, the day that they loaded our goods, they weren't able to get all of our goods on. There were two families on on the moving truck. There was a family before us as well as ours. Well, the family that was loaded before us was over by 1,900 pounds. Of course, that wasn't our fault, but instead of our driver calling ahead and planning for that after they had loaded that family to make special arrangements, knowing our load size, which he knew ahead of time, he didn't, and we didn't have enough room on his truck for all of our load. So all of our goods didn't get on the truck. Some of the items that were missing was our bed, my husband and I's king-size bed for our home, as well as half of our food that belongs in our pantry, as well as we have this huge shoe bin that holds all of our kids' shoes, so they literally had one pair of shoes, and about 12 other miscellaneous boxes that contain some items that we essentially need. So what they did was they called out the local Ray the Movers truck that next day on the 21st for a pickup. They came out and picked up our goods. They did not give us an inventory sheet. We still don't have an inventory sheet. Today is January the 1st. We still don't have an inventory sheet of what those goods were. The driver, when he delivered our goods on December 28th, had a list of the inventory numbers from that second shipment, but he didn't have the actual inventory list. And to this day, January 1st, that second shipment has not been assigned to a driver. So we have no idea when our second shipment will be here. And as you can see, I'm in our master bedroom, and I'll quickly show you. We still don't have our bed. This is the master bedroom. And you can see the boards laying on the floor, but there is no bed. As well as the other items that are missing for a home. So we have called numerous times to the local Ray the Movers, as well as North American, asking them when we're going to receive our shipment, and they keep telling us they don't know when. It has not been assigned to driver yet, and so we don't know when. The only compensation that they're willing to give us is to reimburse us for an air mattress for us to sleep on. They haven't been willing to reduce the price of our order or anything. In fact, we had to pay the full price when our first load was delivered, so they received over a $7,000 check from us, and we still don't have all of our goods. We have about 80% of them, and they weren't even delivered on time. So we are completely disgusted with the service, let alone that the packers that came to our home, half of our boxes, inside the boxes, nothing was wrapped. Many of the boxes contained fragiles and glass, and they weren't even properly wrapped. The wardrobe boxes weren't properly put together, and all of our clothes were thrown in the bottom of boxes. I'm going to walk you into our master bathroom closet and show you clothes that have been hanging in the closet now for 3 days and are still completely wrinkled because they were just thrown into boxes instead of properly hung in wardrobe boxes, which is for their purpose. So here's a look at several of the wardrobe things. You can see on this purple shirt how worn that is, as well as several of these shirts over here like this, how wrinkled they are. Complete mess. So, needless to say, we would not recommend North American Van Lines. We will never use their service again. Again, we have no idea when we will get the rest of our goods, and if anything, we hope that this video will educate those out there that are considering using a major van line, and that they will not use North American and go with another major van line and have superior service unlike North American. Bye-bye.